Well, hello. How are y'all doing today?
We're
Good,
well.
good.
Thank you.
Good. I'm so glad y'all are here.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, my pleasure. Well, go ahead and introduce yourselves and let everybody know what you're doing here today.
Yes, so we are the dynamic duo behind Explore the Prairie, husband and wife.
Very
Um,
cool.
Gladys and Ivan are our names. The mayor likes to call us Explore the Prairie anytime he sees us. I don't think he knows my name. That is okay, as long as he knows who I am. It's really funny. You'll just hear him screaming, Explore the
Yeah,
Prairie.
that's how we were just talking about you before you walked in.
Yeah.
I said, "Have you heard of Explore the Prairie?" I didn't even know your name before I contacted you.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we don't really
We don't like
announce our
broadcasting it,
names.
yeah,
Um,
no.
Yeah,
It's really more about the city.
right.
So
Well, tell people what is Explore the Prairie.
Yes, so Explore the Prairie is a social media page that we started focusing on just Grand Prairie. We focus on small businesses, events, city events, community events that are happening within the city.
And when did that start?
So we started this
2019.
2019.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
What gave you that idea?
So it was, I like to think of it as a midnight conversation where I was like, okay, I want to have a hobby, but I don't know what I want to do. He brought up the idea of, oh, well, let's become influencers, or this idea of influencing was starting up.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to be an influencer. I didn't want people to know so much about me, broadcast my personal life. And I also felt like that was booming, and there were influencers everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They were going all over DFW, and they all post about the same things when they get paid or when they are asked to go promote about a place.
Right.
So they're usually posting about all the same content. And I was like, well, what's going to make us stand out? What's going to make it different? Well, let's just post about Grand Prairie.
So-
No one's done it.
No,
Let's
nobody.
do it.
What? Were you working at the time?
Yes.
Okay.
So we both have had full-time jobs the
Mhm.
entire time.
Okay.
Yes.
And did y'all grow up in Grand Prairie?
So I did.
I
My
did.
husband did not.
Yeah.
Yes.
You just got here as quickly as you could.
Exactly.
Quite literally.
I saw the pretty girl and I came running.
Oh, that is so sweet. I love that.
Yes.
So when did you graduate?
So I graduated high school in 2012.
From which one? Which school?
The only and best one,
Oh.
Grand Prairie High School.
Oh,
There's only
see,
one Grand Prairie High
you're
School.
sitting next to a Warrior, 98.
Oh,
So, well, that's okay.
that's
Well,
why we're across the table.
that's right. And my
Yeah.
parents graduated. They were Gophers.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
so yeah. So I
Okay.
come from a family of Gophers.
Great.
So, and then when South Grand Prairie got built, my aunt, they had the option to go to South or they could stay at Grand Prairie. She decided to go to South while my dad stayed at Grand Prairie. So
Okay.
it was kind of weird how that happened in the 70s, but yeah. So you grew up in Grand Prairie.
Mhm.
And so where'd you go? Did you go up on the north side the whole time?
Yes. So I'm a North Side girl.
North
Grew
Side
up
girl.
there. Went to all the Travis, Lee Middle School, then Grand Prairie High School. Yeah.
And how have you noticed it change?
Oh boy.
I know.
That change. It's been so dramatic and
I know.
so fast. Like just when we started this, none of this was
Yeah.
here.
None of it was. Nope.
No, it
Nope.
was crazy.
I know.
There were still cornfields here.
I know. And I was saying, like, it was whenever I was in high school, Chili's had just got built
Mhm.
and we had movies 12. It wasn't even movie 16, I think,
Mhm.
yet. It was just movies 12. And we were so excited that we had a restaurant to actually go to. That was
Yeah.
like a chain restaurant, you know?
Mhm.
And then Texas Roadhouse got built and that was another restaurant.
Right.
But then after that, it was like when I look around and I see all of this, my high school self gets very jealous because if we would have had all this, it would have been amazing.
Yes.
I mean, it's incredible.
absolutely.
So you couldn't have done it. You couldn't have done this with what you're doing with how it was back then. There wouldn't have been enough places to visit.
Yeah. Right.
So
Yes, no. So we started it right at the perfect
Yeah.
time, I'd like to say, because we grew with the city, quite
Mhm.
literally.
yeah,
When we started, the Firehouse Gastro Park had just opened, and that was like the
Literally.
coolest thing there was on that side of town.
sure.
So we really did grow with the city. As our page grew, so did the city, and more places for
Mhm.
us to visit.
So you really did start with the intention of being an influencer just for the city of Grand Prairie.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I didn't have it in my heart to go to another city. I feel like, and I still feel that way, and I have that internal battle where I really feel like you can't represent a city like someone who's lived in it and grown up in
I
it.
agree.
No one's going to have that passion. No
Mhm.
one's going to go to that mom and pop shop that has been there for years. They're going to come to the newest attraction and then leave.
Mhm.
But there are so many good mom and pop restaurants that you wouldn't know of unless you've lived here and have gone to them.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's always been a struggle with me because I constantly hear like, oh, you should go outside of Grand Prairie. And while yes, there are a lot of opportunities, cool opportunities outside of the city, my heart just isn't there.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
exactly what you mean, because when I started doing this, it was like, I'm really turning it into like a local newspaper.
Mhm.
We really need something like a
Yeah.
local
Yeah.
newspaper. But I feel like my history in this city, first of all, I have a huge affection for my city. So it's
Mhm.
like, I want to see my city succeed. I want to see good things happen for it. I'm not somebody that's going to want to divide. I want people to be excited and think.
Right.
And so that comes from the fact that this is my hometown. It's almost like you have this like protectionist,
Mhm.
idea of it. But it's also, like I wrote a review on Rockiness Bar and Grill,
Mhm.
and I had to call it the Oasis because that's what it has been this whole
Right.
time.
Right.
You only know that if you've grown up there,
Right.
So if someone says Rockiness, you're like, where? And
Right.
so it's like you kind of, and I met the owner, lovely man. It's
Mhm.
really, really cool down there. But it's like when you grow up, you have those little idiosyncrasies,
Yes.
So where was the first place that y'all visited?
What was the first?
Was it the firehouse or
Probably the Firehouse. We started when Main Street Fest, so I think Main
Yeah.
Street Fest was
Oh.
our first post. 'Cause
Okay.
we started in April
Yeah.
of 2019.
I think it was Main Street Fest and then Firehouse and then
Yes.
we just went on from there.
Yes.
And
but-
what did you do? Like, what were you trying to accomplish? Just get a picture, or what were you trying to
well, we've had to change our style of video and social media changes constantly.
Mhm.
I feel like back then Instagram was more about pictures.
Mhm.
So we took a lot of pictures. Please don't scroll past after a certain amount of years because our content was not the best. And it was so embarrassing to go back and look at. We were like, what were we thinking? What were we trying to accomplish?
So
with
it's
this
not
post?
just me, because when I go back and listen to some of my earlier recordings, I'm like, that is so
Right?
not great.
No, not just you. Definitely for us too. But we took a lot of pictures at the beginning, really with a hope that people would be interested. I mean, the first few posts are less than maybe 20 likes,
It's
and it
just
was
our
just
family and
us
friends.
and our
Mm.
friends
Yeah.
and family liking it. But I felt like we had a really good idea, and I felt like, well, if I can focus on getting the residents who live here to be aware of our page and be aware of more things within the city, that's my goal. That's my end goal. If I attract more people outside of Grand Prairie, cool.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to reach the community inside the city that I live, that's great.
It just
That's
felt like
the
there
goal.
was a need for that. Like,
There
and
was.
it also feels like the people from Grand Prairie, as I can see from you two, like you're very passionate about your city. You're very, you love your city, so you want to know what's going on and you want to
Mhm.
get involved. So we were kind of just filling a void there.
Yeah. Where are you from?
I'm originally,
He has a long story.
yeah. I mean, I'm from California, LA. I lived in Mexico. I went to college in Denton. I lived in Carrollton, Fort Worth, Plano. I've been all over the place. So, but it's nice to call Grand Prairie home. I really like Grand
Is
Prairie.
it really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you
And,
see a difference?
it just feels more like a community. Like
Mm.
everywhere else I've been, maybe because I didn't spend a lot of time in those places, but
Yeah.
here at Grand Prairie, people are super friendly, and we've met a lot of friends here through Explore the Prairie,
Mhm.
and I feel like people just want to connect, and they're just like extend their hand, and they're just
We
Or-
still have that small town.
Yeah,
charm.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, we do. We
There's-
do.
mhm. So-
But what I think is really important about what you're doing is we are the longest city from my perspective.
Mhm.
So when you go from the north to the south, I mean, whenever I was in high school, the southernmost part I think was Trailwood, maybe the lake. You go down to the lake, but
Yes.
even they didn't have Lake Ridge or any of that stuff. It
Right,
was just
no.
the lake.
Mhm.
So now it goes all the way to Austin. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't. It goes all the way to 280. That's always my joke because it feels like we're
Right.
just going
Yeah.
to keep going and going. But it's like, how do you keep the people on that end connected to the people from this end.
Mhm.
And it's like, if you know that all these places exist, then it brings you, you're like, oh, I need to try that,
Right.
you know?
Yes.
So it's very important, in my opinion, if you're going to keep a community like this, that's this sprawled out
Mhm.
together.
Absolutely.
So when did you start noticing that it was growing?
I feel like it was a slow
Yeah.
grow. We were growing very slowly, but we hit one video that got us 1 million views.
Wow.
And after that video, we skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Which one was
Within
that?
months. It was about the birria ramen at
Asia Times Square.
Asia Times Square.
Yeah.
Ah, what do you
Mhm.
think? What do you think made it so popular?
I think during that time there was a lot of hype for birria
Mm-hmm.
in general, and that kind of just
Yes,
it was good
and
timing.
it was definitely one of the first videos that I had seen of birria ramen, that
Yeah.
fusion of Mexican and Asian,
Mhm.
as well as I feel like the song we chose was really popular at that time.
Yeah,
So that
so-
helped boost our
Yeah,
video.
it's part of the algorithm and all that
Yes.
stuff. So
So how do you choose the songs?
it's really, I mean, we scroll a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
On Instagram, on TikTok all
Yeah.
the time. So we kind of you see those songs that are just being used over and
Mhm.
over. So
Mhm.
that kind of we save them and go
Trending
back to those.
songs,
Trending
that's always
songs.
helpful.
And it also depends on the style and the feel of the video. If it's like, if we need it to be more upbeat, then we'll go for something like that, or a little slower and more sentimental. Then it's just
So you don't pick the ones that are just like that sound really like this the sounds. You're trying to pick actual songs
Yes.
that go with your videos.
Yes, and we have the freedom since we do this on our own, and we don't have a business or we're not um, in ties with the city, so we can use any song we'd like.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have full
creative control.
creative control on that.
Yeah.
That's the word.
But you're intentional. See, that's the thing is
Right.
like people have this idea that social media influencers just go off and do whatever. No, it's like very like
It
you
is.
have to plan. It's
It
a
is.
lifestyle. Like you have to make it a part of your everyday,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And to the influencers that go all over DFW, I don't know how.
Oh,
you
yeah,
do
I know.
it. I stay in Grand Prairie, and I can barely find time to visit my own city. So,
Well,
yeah,
I'm a
it's
real estate
lot
agent
of
and I don't
work.
know how realtors do it. Some of these realtors
Yes.
are all over the place. And I'm
That's
like, how do you have
true.
time to do this? I don't understand.
Right, because
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just getting the shots; then you have to edit. It takes so much work.
Mhm.
Yes.
So what is your like, I mean, I've seen pictures where you're just there, like at a
Mhm.
place. Are you trying to, what is your biggest like goal? Do you like going and trying food? Do you like going and experience? Like, what is it that, well, what do you enjoy doing the most? What is your favorite thing?
I feel like we don't have a favorite. We pretty much just change our style depending on what platform we're posting on.
Oh, okay. So what all
Yes.
platforms are you on?
So we're on Instagram and TikTok mostly.
Mhm.
Facebook, we'll just post from our Instagram. But those are the main two that we focus on. We feel that Instagram is more about aesthetics and making it look pretty, where TikTok people want you to be more personable. People want you to be, they want to know about your life. So it becomes more of a lifestyle rather than just an aesthetic shot. So it just kind of depends on what platform we're posting. We
Yeah.
try to figure out what's working on one, but the algorithm is constantly changing.
Yeah.
So it just depends.
And how often are you posting?
Right now,
It's been a rough year for us.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's been hard to be consistent with posting. When we do, the videos do great, but right now it has taken us like 2 weeks to post
since our last
something.
post, probably. Yeah.
Just because we're so busy with our full-time jobs. We both have full-time jobs, as well as our families that we have to make time for and
Mhm.
just our lives. So it gets a little hard
Mhm.
during busy seasons, but we're hoping that this summer we're able to pick back up.
Well, I interviewed the Parks and Rec people from Parks and Rec, and evidently it's going to be a very busy summer.
Yes.
I mean, it's always busy here
It
now.
yeah, that's
but
true.
how do you decide where you go?
It's really random.
Really?
Yep.
Well, sometimes we
plan
people reach out,
Yes.
or we
Do
see-
they? They do reach out? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and or if we, I mean, sometimes it's as random as just driving down the street and we see something new that popped up, and we're like, okay, we have to come back and try it out, or like shout it out, or so. Just depends. There's really we have
There's no
some.
method to the
Yeah,
madness.
we have a list of places that we want to go to, but then sometimes it's like people reaching out or just random. So
Are y'all going to go to the thing tomorrow? It's the country
Yeah.
reporter.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're planning to go to that
mhm.
at least for a little bit in the morning.
Yeah, me too. I want to go at least to be able to talk about it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because I think it's a very cool thing.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Have y'all ever gone to like a concert and
Here
yeah, like any music
we had the
venues?
jazz,
Oh yeah, they had
which
a
was here
jazz
at the
pop up
Epic.
at the
Uh-huh.
Epic.
Oh,
Yeah, here that
that
was
was
really nice.
great.
Yeah,
Really, really great.
and
We've gone to Texas Trust,
Texas Trust
Mhm.
to
for a
see
concert
artists.
there, twice actually.
Yes.
And well, I mean,
Live music here at the Jam Box.
Yeah.
yeah,
Lots of good events.
and then Main Street Fest. I mean,
Oh, that's
we
a favorite.
yeah, we love that.
And you like to post the actual songs. Like, do you take videos of you listening?
If we usually just take videos of the like snippets of
Mm-hmm.
the crowd or the
Yeah.
singer.
Just actually being there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So do you usually have to get permission? How does that work with influencers? Like, do you have to go in and go, okay, we're going to video now inside, or do you just walk in and just start?
Well, for the Epic one, we were invited.
Mhm.
So the
Mm.
purpose was for us to come and take videos
Yeah.
for them to
Mhm.
create awareness.
Mhm.
Other times it's just random. We're just there. We'll take a video of them singing, and that's it. And
Yeah.
it's a snippet in our 30-second video.
Mhm.
Wow. Have you run out of any places yet?
Oh no, I don't see that being a problem. I can't keep up. There
I
are so
know.
many places.
There are. And that
So
new
many-
place, that new Radici place,
Oh,
like
yeah.
all
That's
these
on my
restaurants,
list.
I can't hardly keep track of
Right.
everything. It's a lot.
Yes, it is a lot. And there's even besides these big ones that are coming to Epic Central, there are so many small ones
Yes.
outside of Epic Central that we got to keep up
Mhm.
somehow.
I know. That's the other thing too, is it's like having some kind of like a local new to kind of a centralized place. It's like everybody does the best that they can with spreading all the different things that are out there. But there's a lot of stuff that's out there. And it's not even just the restaurants. It's like little like there's tons of food trucks now that are
Yeah.
all over the place, or just little events that are happening all over the
Right.
place. And so do you go to like nonprofit events or anything like that? Have you been to any of those?
We been. I feel like sometimes we go to Prairie Paws
Uh-huh.
for their events.
Oh, that's
yes,
cool.
That's always fun. But if we don't see a social media post about it, or if we don't, we're not going to know,
Yeah.
and we're not going to visit. We'd love to visit, but if sometimes we try to keep up with events on the city's website, but if it's also not posted anywhere where we can find it,
Mhm.
we're more than likely not able to even know about it.
Yeah.
Which is, again, if there are events that people would like us to bring awareness to, we're always available for that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to bring awareness to all the things happening in Grand
I
Prairie.
know, it's
a lot.
crazy. So how many followers do y'all have on each platform now?
I want to say TikTok is around 16,000
Mhm.
and Instagram
It's
24?
24.
24? Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
24,000.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so what happens when you get that many followers? Like, do you get monetized? Like, how does that work? Is this just
TikTok-
something you do as a hobby
Oh,
or
absolutely.
yeah.
It's just the
Yeah.
passion project.
Yeah.
I if we make money, sometimes we do. It's perfectly fine, but it's just something we do for fun.
Mm-hmm.
We our goal is not to be full-time influencers. We just do this
Just
for fun.
just as a fun thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What about choosing your outfits? Is that like a thing?
Sometimes it is. Sometimes my pickleball outfits are very well
Yeah.
thought out.
She's already thinking about her outfit for the Texas.
Yeah, for
country
tomorrow.
festival.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Gotta wear cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Sure.
So sometimes, yes, they are thought out because a pretty outfit will get people's attention in
Right.
the first 2 seconds of a video, so it'll keep their attention.
Yeah.
So sometimes it does matter.
Yeah. So did y'all know about social media before you started doing this?
I mean, just for our personal
Yeah.
experience from scrolling.
Yeah. I mean, I'm involved with social media just because of my day job. But when we started this, I feel like we learned a lot just from
Yes.
posting regularly and the new platforms, because even TikTok wasn't a thing when we started. So we
Really?
Yeah,
I feel like TikTok
it
started
was.
at the end of 2019, early 2020.
Wow.
Yeah,
I feel like
it
that.
maybe.
Maybe it was sooner, but we
Yeah,
hadn't heard of it.
we hadn't.
No.
It really because it really got popular during
COVID
COVID.
in 2020.
Mm.
So I think we jumped on it in 2021 maybe.
Yeah.
Started posting more on it, and but yeah, it was just a lot of learning from posting regularly, and again from my job, like social media in general. I feel like it's become a bigger thing uh, for businesses.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Even cities.
even cities,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. The
So
trick is like local marketing. And I
mhm.
was just talking about this. So I own an estate sale company and I also am a real estate agent. And so it's like, and now I do this. You're trying to get influence. I mean, you're trying to be on social media, but you're trying to get the local people. And
Mm-hmm.
so there's some people that have this idea that you have to get all these followers from all over the place. But it's like if you're a local business, you have to try to figure out how do you get your local sphere
Yeah.
of influence.
Yeah.
And that's challenging
Yes, it is.
because there could be something that goes viral, but what does that mean unless you get business from it, if you're a
Exactly.
business? So I was just talking about this last night. I did a video about all the different platforms and what is your goal? So it's like to do estate sales. Well, a lot of people that are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s are still on Facebook. So I'll use Facebook and I have a sphere of influence that's local to me. So it's like that's great for that purpose. If I want to be on there to do TikTok, what am I doing TikTok for?
Right.
Like, what's
Right.
the point? Okay,
Right.
so I have a lot of followers. How does that help me in my business?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that so many people try to it's almost like they want to shoot fish in a barrel, where it's almost like they're just going to get as many as they can and then try to, instead of being really direct.
Right.
So do you have a lot of local people that follow you?
Yes.
Is that
On
almost?
Instagram,
Yeah.
almost half of our followers are
Mhm.
residents in Grand Prairie.
Do they recognize you when you're out?
Sometimes.
It's so funny.
Really?
It always catches me off guard. Sometimes I get the stares where they know me from somewhere, but they don't know from where, and they're trying to put two and two together. Sometimes people are like, "Oh, you're that girl from," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." And then one time you got recognized before
that was
I
surprising.
even got recognized.
Because I'm never on the videos or the
Mhm.
posts. So this one person was like, "Aren't you the guy that shoots the videos for?" I'm like, "Yeah."
How do you know that?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So it happens. It does happen. Yeah.
So
It's always fun.
And the mayor recognizes you.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that weird?
No.
No.
I love the mayor.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
We have a great relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you know him before?
Before I knew of him,
Mm-hmm.
but never knew him that closely. And it's been nice to build that relationship with
Yeah.
him and Miss Georgia and the city council.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Yeah. He grew up with my parents. Well, he grew up with my mother. They went to church together when they were kids.
Nice.
So every time he sees me, he always wants to, how's your parents? How's your mom? How's your dad? And then they'll tell me stories about, when they were kids. And
Right.
so, but yeah, it's kind of cool. And then he grew up in Avion Village, and I live in Avion Village. Do you know anything about Avion Village?
No.
Oh my gosh. I need to do like a whole history on Avion Village. It's over off Beltline, just south of Jefferson. If you
Okay.
see that big, it kind of looks like
By Hensley?
Hensley.
On this side by the Hensley Field and
It's
all the
like it's literally just south of Jefferson. If you're going in between Marshall and Jefferson, just right there by what is over there? Oh, by the snow cone place off Beltline. You know where Selena Gomez's fiance?
Yes.
Yeah. It's right there. Most people drive right by it because they don't even know what it is, but it's a historical site. It was built in the 40s, and they built it for people in the war. So what they were trying to do is get people to come work at Vought to build planes for the war. So they built all these like little small houses in like 2 days. So it was a competition to see how fast they could build these houses, and then they sold them for cheap, like $5 or something. I don't even know.
Wow.
And so it's a co-op. And so they built like 14 around the country, and we're the only one that's left like that.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, but he grew up there too. That's where he didn't grow up there, but him and his wife, they lived there for when they got first married. So when he comes over there, he always likes to tell me that. Avion's a really cool place. Those kinds of little things are really neat,
Yeah.
you know?
Every time we go to the historical museum,
Yes.
I'm mind
Yes.
blown. I love taking my time and sitting there and talking to them because they're so informative. And
Yes.
every time I go, I learn something new about the history. And a lot of people don't even know we have a historical museum.
They do not know that. They don't.
Yes.
I'm actually working with Bonnie. She's the president. She's been the president for several times over the years. But I'm going to get some interns from the city or from the school district in the fall, and I really like to work on something all together because like all these need to go into an archive. Like even
Right.
your pictures need to go into an archive because
Yes.
they're a snapshot of what was
Mhm.
happening at the time. And Miss Ruthie Jackson always said, "You're everybody's a part of history."
Yeah.
And so but I'd really love to like work with them on doing that and then having some of the kids come over and look because it's a cool place.
Yes.
It is considering that it's nice, it's larger than what
Mhm.
you think, and they've
Yeah.
done a really good job
They
of maintaining
have.
it.
It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you do a shoot from there?
We have
We-
posted
yeah.
about
You
it.
have mhm.
Twice.
A couple of times. We
Mhm.
posted recently about it too.
Yes.
Like I think it was things places you don't really know about in Grand Prairie, and it was one of them.
Oh, that's a cool thing. I'll have to post. I'll have to go through and y'all need to send me some of your ones that I could post on here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like that you liked the most. What was your favorite shoot or your favorite
My
place to
favorite
go?
post. Favorite. Oh, Theo's Burgers. That's always my favorite.
Really?
Oh, I love Theo's. That man has been feeding me for years. Oh, and every time I see him, I want to like go and hug him, and I don't because I don't
He
know
doesn't
him, and
know.
he doesn't know me. And it's been weird, but that
Look, he's
man
part of the
has.
family.
He is. He has a special place in my heart. I don't know if he knows it or not, but
Yeah.
that man from Theo's, bless him.
So when you grew up, like, where were places that you would go eat?
Theo's with my dad.
Theo's with your dad?
Theo's was a big one. My mom, the corner store by my neighborhood where they have really good tortas, which we need to post about.
Mhm.
Some of the things I don't want to post about because I don't want to bring too much awareness to it.
Oh,
'cause
yeah?
I don't want it to get too popular. I'm gonna have to bite my tongue and just for the greater good.
Mhm.
But that place I've always gone to growing up. What else have I? What are some of my places?
That you used to go to when you were a kid?
Mhm. Oh, Steph's Chillville. That's the other snow cone place by
Off of Jefferson by
in Third.
Oh, over by the grocery store?
Mhm.
See, that used to be a different snow cone place.
Yes, it was.
Whenever I was growing up.
Uh-huh.
But it's still there.
Yes,
And it's doing great.
yes.
Yeah.
See, you're either a Steph's Chillville or a Tasty Ice.
Yeah.
I was always a Steph's Chillville girl.
Yeah.
That's always been my place. I remember my dad picking me up from middle school, and then I'm like, Dad, I want a snow cone. So we would go and get snow cones.
I think ours was called Snow Island. It's the one that was over by South Grand Prairie.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
another
over
one.
there. And that was, I think the one that you're talking about used to be Snow Island too, because they were both owned by
Yes.
the same place.
Yes.
And then it's changed since then.
Mhm.
But, and then I'm interviewing the Kona Ice, Wayne from the Kona Ice.
Oh,
Because he's fascinating to me. I don't know why. They've got like 10 trucks and like
Uh-huh.
3 coffee trucks and stuff. I'm like, how did you even do this?
Yeah.
I was like, this is crazy, but he's got a good product too. And they've got slushies now. So the only thing is you can't go to the local Kona Ice because they're not ever at the same place. So
Right.
you have to have your local snow cone place.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a treat for sure.
Oh, and the summer's about to start.
Yes.
So it's the perfect treat for the summer.
So when you used to go to like the football games, where would y'all go after the football games? That's another question I ask people because Main
Mhm.
Street has changed so much. So
It
it's like, what did
has.
you do?
So my parents were really, really strict, and most times I couldn't even go to the football games. And if I did, they were there with me. But one time after the football game, we went to the Denny's. That was the old Denny's by 161 and 30. I think is the building still there? I think
Yeah.
so,
No. Well,
Is
I don't
it?
know. That's where they were going to put that steak and ale. Remember that was going to come through,
Yes.
and I've not heard about that since. But yeah, that Denny's,
That was the Denny's. that
such
we
a
went
random
to.
place to put that. Like they had all those highways
Yeah.
around it, so it's like, how do you even get there? But yes, I'd love that Denny's.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was the place I went to.
Yeah.
after a
Yeah.
game.
So
Yes.
do you have any siblings?
I'm the youngest of 5.
Wow.
Mhm.
And all y'all went to Grand Prairie?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Mhm.
That is so cool.
Big family.
Big family. So you like living in Texas.
Yeah.
What is your favorite place to go? Like, what's your favorite restaurant?
Ooh, restaurant. Let's see. I mean, I've learned to love Theo's. It's
That's
really
me.
good. It's really good.
Have you
And-
learned to love Don Juan's?
We, I like it, but I feel like it's
It's something. This is the idiosyncrasies of growing up in a town.
Mhm.
Don Juan's is special to people that grew up here,
Yeah.
but if you take
Yes.
people to Don Juan's, they're like,
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, I mean, it's not like they don't get, like, it's good,
Yeah.
but there's something special about Don Juan's to people that have grown up in Grand Prairie.
yeah.
I, maybe this is controversial. I'm not
Look,
a fan.
she's gonna make people mad.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm not
But
either.
again,
I'm not either.
I'm also, Hispanic, and my, type of food is very different. So just not a fan.
But even that food is very different than other Mexican food.
Yes,
That's the thing is that's so crazy is like people will wait in line a long time to get those tacos.
They will.
I've never understood it. I mean, I get
We
it.
made a post about it.
Yeah,
because
did you?
It still needs awareness. Even
Yeah,
though if I'm
yeah.
not the biggest fan, maybe someone else might be,
Mhm.
and it's been here forever.
Yes.
So it's almost a part of history of
It
Grand
is.
Prairie. So we did make a post about it. So.
The inside is very cool. Like you
Oh,
can
so
tell, like people have
retro.
been. Yes, it
Yeah.
still has the same high chairs and all
Uh-huh.
that stuff. You see all the people.
It's an experience.
It is.
Everyone
It is.
should experience it at least once.
And at one time, that volcano actually did work.
Really?
Yeah, that's where they called it romantic for a reason. Like that's what they would go
Yeah.
to eat, like around the volcano. But I don't know when the last time it was that it worked.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine that when it was built in the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like even now that would be really popular and probably do well on social media because
Mhm.
those places you don't see anymore.
I know. That's very, very true. I bet I interrupted you. So, yeah, you said
yes.
you're learning to love Theo's.
Yeah. Let's see. It's just hard. If it's a burger, we have to go to Theo's. If it's like a steak, it's not a local place, but it's a Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, that's not local.
Yeah,
That doesn't count.
yeah.
Your local place.
You know, I was service
love-
manager at Texas Roadhouse for 10 years.
Really?
I'm trying to get Jerry Morgan. He's the CEO, but he was my managing partner at the time when that opened. That's a really special Texas Roadhouse. Actually, it's not even the original one now,
Yeah.
but it was the first one in Texas when it was built. So it was number 13 in the company, but it was the first one in Texas. That Grand Prairie location has always been in like the top 5 of sales for the company. And then
Wow.
during the pandemic, it was number 1 for a lot of months. And then, so when Jerry Morgan got promoted, Mike Majano took his place, and then Mike Majano promoted me to service manager. So Texas Roadhouse will always have a special place in my heart. Yes, yes.
So
It's
good. Every
it
time.
is. Every time it's consistency.
Yes.
Big time consistency.
I do like the Firehouse too. The Nashville bird.
Yeah, that is your
That's
favorite.
really good. That
It's-
if I mean, we're in a diet right now, but
Yeah.
Are you?
yeah.
It's also
But-
hard to do Explore the Prairie when
Yes.
we're working on our diet or we're trying to lose weight. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so hard because we can't go to any food places.
Yeah. But
we
if
try not to.
you tell me we're gonna go to the Firehouse and you can have a cheat meal, it's probably gonna be that.
Yeah.
With some fries and
Their fried pickles.
fried
Oh,
pickles.
So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I love the inside of that place.
Yeah.
Yes.
They've done an amazing job.
They have.
I mean, it's really hard. That was such a neat place to put on Main Street, and it was just the right time for it to go there because it's really modern, and
Yeah.
there was no modern places
Right.
on Main Street.
Mhm.
So, and I love that they've embraced the whole train.
Yeah.
Yes.
They really work with those live musicians that are
Uh-huh.
outside, and you just deal with the train, and that's what you do.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, but it's a cool place.
Great.
I'm sure a lot of people are gonna love it once Main Street starts being developed a little more.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All those apartments and things that are gonna go up there.
Yeah, I'm really
Yeah.
excited about that. It's going to be interesting, though.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's going to be very interesting.
it's gonna be a big change.
It is going to be a big change.
Yeah.
Not everybody's excited about
Yeah.
it.
I feel like even people who are excited about, there's that feeling in the back of your head that you're like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
is this change? It's a lot of change real
It-
fast.
Yes, it is. And Grand Prairie Main Street is never going to be like what a Grapevine is because it's the highway
Right.
that runs through the middle.
Yes.
I know that they're trying really hard to divert a lot of that traffic, and they're having to deal with the railroad commission because the train goes
Mhm.
right through the middle.
Mhm.
And I appreciate that very much, and I'm sure that it's going to be great.
Right.
It's just different.
Yeah.
It is.
It's just different.
Yes.
Have y'all been to the theater? I'm sure y'all taken
Yeah.
pictures at the
Yes,
theater.
we've been to the theater a few times for
Mhm.
concerts and
There was
different things.
an art
In high school, I
exhibition.
performed
Mhm.
there. Like,
Did you?
yes,
What'd you do in high school?
I was in orchestra, so
Oh,
we had
very
one of our
cool.
performances there. Yes.
Did they build have they had the Fine Arts Academy at that time? No,
It
not
was
yet.
the ninth grade center.
It was the ninth grade center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
But now it's just, man, that place is like all the things that they've got going on there. They've got like 6 mariachi bands
Yes.
at the Fine Arts Academy,
Uh-huh.
and they're all for different reasons. So it's like some of them, I think it's like junior high. Then they have a ninth grade. Then they have one that's a performer that all they do is just perform, and then they have one that I'm like, how do you have that many?
I mean, more power to those kids.
I know.
You're
Yeah.
I mean, if they're passionate about performing, there's a group for that. So that's
Mhm.
awesome.
That's another thing that's changed a lot is the schools.
Yes.
That's changed a
Mhm.
tremendous amount. We went to during our 20-year reunion. We're coming up on our 30th now. I said it into my group and they were like, you need to hush. And I was like, come on, we're almost close. We ran around and we toured south and we couldn't believe how much it had changed.
Mhm.
Their theater there is huge now. They've got the whole vet tech program. There's
Mhm.
all these things that are just there's a lot of things that GPSD does that no other city that I know of does.
Right.
And it's really cool. Have you gone inside and done any of those? Like, I want to do campus tours because I don't think people understand how cool they are on the inside now.
Yeah, I would love to go back.
Yeah.
Would I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait a minute. PTSD. No. Yeah, it would be fun to just go back and see how much it's changed.
Yeah. I really do
crazy.
want to have like the kids take me on a tour.
Mhm.
Like Dubisky is a very cool campus
Yes.
to be able to go in there. Have you tried the
The restaurant?
Yes.
No, not yet. That's
It's-
been on our list for
I
years,
Yeah.
but they're always open when we're at work.
yeah.
So,
And sometimes
that's
they're not always open.
right.
It's kind of one of those
yes.
things. So
yes.
even my daughter had her hair done at the salon.
That's awesome.
So I was like,
Yeah.
you forget that's there.
Right.
I know you could take your car in to have it worked on. That's available. So there's all these things. I really want to have people to see the inside because they're pretty
Right.
neat. So what are y'all working on? Like, so for tomorrow, you've got you're going to the Texas Country Fair. What else have y'all got on your list?
Upcoming events.
There's a
or
pizza
upcoming
fest. This
Oh,
Sunday,
that's
too.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, pizza
New
fest.
places coming.
Yeah, there's
We
a couple
saw
places.
Swig.
Oh,
They-
Swig! I'm
their
so
sign
excited
is
about
up.
that.
So we usually wait. There's always new developments, but until they put a sign up, that's when we post about it. Because sometimes things do fall through.
Yeah, they do.
So we usually like to wait. Don't always go off of when it's announced, but wait
Mhm.
until at least there's a sign.
Yeah.
So we saw Swig's sign is up, so we'll be posting about that.
I haven't seen it. Where is it going? I've seen it on
It's
social media,
next
but
to the Wendy's on Arkansas,
Where the
and
Walmart is?
Walmart is.
oh,
Between
okay.
the Wendy's and the car wash.
Have you
Mhm.
been to this? Have you been to Swig?
I haven't.
I haven't either.
I haven't either. I just started seeing it
But
online, and I'm like,
there's
what's happening?
There's a lot of hype around it on
Yeah.
social media.
I-
So,
Yeah, like
Seems like people love it.
yeah.
Yeah.
it's such an interesting concept. For people that haven't seen it, it's like it's soda mix-in. It's like drinks,
Mhm.
Yes.
right? And it's like soda mix-ins, all kinds of different combinations of flavors from soda.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is interesting. It's a whole business
Yeah.
that they're building.
A whole business.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything else?
What else?
We really want to go to that new Korean barbecue off of 20 by the other Walmart.
I don't know that I haven't driven past that one yet.
Yeah, it's
It just
you
opened
can't
up,
really
like,
see
2
it from the
weeks ago.
highway, but it's
Mhm.
like right across the street from the Walmart.
Mhm.
Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
In one of those little shopping centers.
Yeah,
Yes. So we have to go
Yeah.
try that.
Yeah, want to try that. There is that Korean chicken
Yes.
place on Belt. Is it Beltline or
Carrier.
no Carrier
Yes.
by the Home Depot?
Mhm.
Going towards
In
20.
the shopping center
Yeah.
before you hit the Target.
Oh, down there. There's been a
Mhm.
lot of change in that shopping
Mhm.
center.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
seen a lot
All
of
those little small places that if
Yeah.
you drive by it, you'll miss it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they
unless you're
moved the
really
Sally's
lucky.
out of there,
That's right.
so now I go to the Sally's over by the Kroger
Mhm,
Yeah.
on
off
Pioneer.
303. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. You're right. There's so many places like that you would miss.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yes.
tons.
Yep.
We just went to Luna Coffee to have a networking
Oh,
event. Have y'all been to
nice. Yes,
Luna?
I have.
yeah.
You would not even know that it was there. I
Right.
mean, it's tiny. It's
Mhm.
right there by the Sprouts and Dee Dee's Discounts. I didn't even know it was there.
Right.
Yeah, no,
It
So-
faces Great Southwest, so
yeah,
you would miss it if you're driving on Pioneer.
we only saw it because we went to Sprouts and we're like,
Yes.
oh, what's that?
Yes.
That used to be like a clothing store
Yes.
before.
It
And we
was.
went there and we took videos too.
Mhm.
You know, I feel like a lot of these business owners probably don't even know that we have influencers. Do you think that that's something that they think about?
No,
I don't either.
no. For some of them, no, I don't think that they know, but also maybe it's also on us to be like, hey, reach out to us.
Mm-hmm.
And we do, like we said, we do have businesses that reach out to us, but it's also so hard for us to plan something and schedule something. And this year has been ridiculously busy for
Yeah.
both of us in our private lives.
Yeah.
Like I started a new job. Like it's been a whirlwind of a year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a really hard year for us to schedule anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, maybe that's a goal that we work on further down the line,
Yeah.
like making these businesses aware that we're here and we can offer help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're doing. Do you know Coffee News? Have y'all seen Coffee News? So Genesis is the owner of that franchise, and he and I just did the networking event at Luna,
Mhm.
and a lot of these small businesses. I think that we're going to make the next one about advertising, local
Cool.
advertising, because you get so involved in your own business. It's
Yeah.
like you can be a great dentist, you can be a great pharmacist, but it's like I don't know how to tell people that I'm doing these
Right.
things. And so that was the big thing that they were asking, like, how do you advertise locally?
Mhm.
So I think that and you get so involved in your own thing. It's like you're just trying to work and do your thing, and I don't know. It's hard as a small business owner.
Yeah.
But I think that what y'all are doing, I think that what Genesis is doing, I think that what I'm doing with the newspaper, like the more that we can get these local things going on, you have a whole effort to just promote these businesses. And that's really what I want to do.
Absolutely.
Is I love community, but I want these local businesses to feel like they're a part of that again,
Mm-hmm.
and to have a place to advertise where they can feel like
Right.
they can be supportive, and then people will know that they exist. I feel like again, it's like trying to figure out social media on your own is really, really hard.
Yeah.
But if you have somebody that knows how to do it and you can kind of utilize that, then
Right.
so
And we've thought about that. We've thought about doing a class for this businesses, whoever's interested,
people would
Social Media
come.
101. Yes. And we've been told that a lot, like, oh, we'd be so interested.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really just on us to schedule it and really plan for all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's slightly intimidating to think about teaching people about social media. So I feel like that's what gets to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's the one who's a graphic designer. He's the one who made our logo. So I feel like it would be a lot easier for you. But for me, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing half the
Yeah,
time.
I know. And I think that's the secret, though. Nobody really knows what they're
Yeah.
doing.
That's true.
They're all trying to figure it out.
I feel like that goes for everything in life. Like we're just here.
Yeah, I know. Just trying, and that's another testament. You can build an entire business in one place. Like whenever I was talking to real estate agents, I'm like, listen, I do a lot of business in my own neighborhood. I don't have to go to Zillow to get 1,000 different leads. I can just stay where I'm at, and you can build an entire business just on your local area.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think that for a lot of people, it's overwhelming, but it's like, just focus on the things that are closest to you.
Yeah.
If you
Right.
can do that, don't be overwhelmed by all the rest of that stuff. But it's like you get frozen, you know, you're like, I don't know where to go. I don't know who to talk to.
Right.
And especially for those that are like, maybe like a traveling business or they work from home or something, it's like, how do I get out there?
Mm-hmm.
So these kinds of things are really helpful,
Yeah.
Right.
you know?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like we said, when we started this page, our whole goal was to attract people and get their attention who actually lived here. And we've been blessed, and luckily most of our following actually does live here. And although we do have a lot of followers, or a little less than half of our followers are outside of Dallas, when we post something, it's going to hit someone's feed who's 2 minutes down the road or 10 minutes down the road, and they're more likely to go.
Yeah.
And that makes a really big difference.
And we hear all the time too. It's like, I've been here all my life and I've never been to this
Right.
place, or I've never tried that,
Right.
or so it's
Yeah,
it's
and I feel like you have to be really intentional. Like when we started this, we were very intentional of what we wanted to do and what our goal was, rather than focusing on a bigger area or
Mhm.
spreading out where, you know, we might get people who follow us from Plano, but are they going to come all the way down here? Probably not.
Right,
You
right.
know, it's a long distance, it's a small city. Like they have a lot cooler things going on in their
Yeah.
own city. Why would they come here for this one little thing?
I mean, we're happy if we get someone from Arlington.
Yeah, yeah, Irving, like,
Yeah,
yeah, that
Irving.
works. Great. But if I can get someone
Yeah.
who's down the street from me, even better, because
Yeah.
they're more likely to visit it more often.
Right. Have y'all ever done like a curation, like top 5 Mexican food restaurants or anything like that?
I feel like we've done more of that style of video recently. We recently did one that it wasn't really businesses, but it was like trails.
Oh,
Trails
yeah.
in Grand Prairie.
Yeah, so we did like
Lots of good trails.
There's are a lot of good there.
Yeah.
There are, yeah.
so trails. We are thinking about
patios
for the
Oh, that's a good
spring.
one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's definitely videos like that coming down the road.
I like the patios. That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
There's lots of good patios in Grand
There
Prairie.
are. That's why I did the Rock and S. They have y'all ever been to the Oasis?
We've
Yeah,
been to the
yeah.
Oasis when it was the Oasis.
Yeah.
Was it last summer, 2 summers ago?
Maybe 2 summers
2
ago.
summers ago.
How windy was it outside on that patio?
We
was-
went in the middle of summer.
So it
and
probably wasn't
it
too
was
windy.
hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, there's been times that I've gone and it's like you're being blown off the place. And so when they rebuilt it, they built the fence around it. Now you know that you're at the lake. You can't see. They have windows in the wall, but it's not like you're just out in the open.
Right.
I liked that because I'm like I can feel outside,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but I'm not being blown away. And they
Right.
did that on purpose. And then I'm sitting out there and it's outside and it's a beautiful day. And then they had great live music. And I was like, I feel compelled to write a review
Right.
because nobody knows that they redid the whole
Mhm.
inside of this place.
Right.
They had like, you know, an ice cream scoop bar and like all this stuff. And I'm like, this is really nice what he did. And I would love to get to the place where I can send out maybe students to do like, you know, those videos that they order a bunch of stuff and
Yeah.
then, you know, I don't necessarily want to do that, but I would love for them to be able to do
Right.
that and then review new restaurants and go out there and experience stuff. But the patios is good. I feel like live music is another one. I feel like there's a lot more live music than what we see.
Yes.
Probably yes.
But it's also where would someone go to know about where live music is?
That's a great question. I don't know.
It's hard to do.
It is.
Maybe Epic Central, but outside
Yeah.
of these big city places where they do have live music, where are they announcing that they have live music?
That's a great
'Cause
question.
It never comes across our feed.
It doesn't for mine either. Every
Yeah.
once in a while, like actually, there was one band that had won some Fort Worth award, but she's from here, and I said I need to interview y'all because I haven't interviewed. The only other musician I've interviewed was Saldivar.
Oh, Monica.
Monica Saldivar.
Mhm.
When right after she won that, or she was nominated for that award, and I was like, I really need to have another band on, and so I just happened to see them. It just so happened to, and now I see them all the time.
Mhm.
But you're right. We just don't get that. And we
Right.
need to. We
Right.
need to.
Mhm.
And karaoke and stuff like that. Like
Mhm.
I walked into Chicken and Pickle one day and they were doing Singo.
Yes.
And I was like, I didn't know that this was happening. Like,
Uh-huh.
so it's hard to figure all that stuff out.
Right.
But
Yes.
yeah. So where do y'all get your ideas? Just through
Our
scrolling?
heads.
Like,
Yeah.
are you just like, oh, this is a great
a
place?
lot of it is, I would like to say I'm the copywriter, and ideas
Yeah.
will just pop in my head, or like a trend or
Yeah.
something. Like the patio idea was like, oh, we were talking about something else, and I was like, well, what about patios?
Mhm.
So
Oh,
usually,
yeah.
I'm usually the one with the random thoughts, and I'm like, oh, let's do this next, and then he just follows along.
You need to do this podcast booth.
Yeah,
That would be the first time,
That's
yes,
true.
right? Have you
That's
ever been
true.
in here before?
I have not.
Yeah, I know that when I found this place, I was like, this is awesome.
Right.
Yeah, but it's cool. So, well, I'm so glad y'all came on.
Thank
I'm
you
so
for
glad.
having
Yes,
us.
I followed y'all. So like, I've been following y'all for a while. And then Genesis was the one. He said something. He's like, you really need to have Gladys on. I was like,
Mhm.
oh, I totally forgot about her.
Right.
So yeah, we should all get together because
Yes.
Mhm.
all these local people that are doing these local things, we could all collaborate and really
Yes.
figure out how we can, really promote all that. Genesis
Yes.
is not from Grand Prairie.
She's not.
No, it's a guy. He bought this franchise and he's like, Grand Prairie City, it's there's a lot of community here. He said kind of the same thing as you. And so he really appreciates it, but in a different way. Like I feel like growing up here it's just a different
Yeah.
way of
Yeah.
doing it. But But yeah, we should all get together and
Yeah.
just kind of
Yeah,
talk about it.
absolutely.
Did you know that we have a Friday morning morning show?
No.
It's called Talk of the Prairie. I didn't know that we did either. They do that every Friday morning, and who does Zavala's barbecue?
Oh, Joe.
Joe.
His show.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
I do know. He just started that.
Yes, he
too.
did. He
Awesome.
did. Yeah, y'all need to reach out. You need to be on there too. It's a cool
Well,
studio.
Fridays.
It's in Mansfield, but oh yeah, it is Friday,
and
so you have to
Fridays,
work.
so we
Yeah,
work. So
yeah.
it's like I said, we'd love to do a lot of these things, but like even those networking events, if it's during the day,
Mhm.
we're just not available.
Yeah,
A lot of the the chamber has a lot of good networking events, and we get the emails, but it's just
Yeah.
during work hours, so we're not able to.
Y'all
make
are
any of
members?
those events.
y'all
I
joined.
think we are.
Yeah.
we still-
Y'all are in
Yeah.
the directory.
Yeah, we're still
Mhm.
members, so we get the emails, but
Yeah.
all of it is during the day, and we're just not able
Yeah.
to do any of that.
It's hard.
So it's like a networking event where we can help these small businesses would have to be after work hours.
Mhm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's also something we have to consider is that might be
Mhm.
busy hours for some of these businesses, and they might not be able to attend, or
Yeah.
weekends they might not be able to.
Yeah.
So it's just hard.
Yeah, it
Lots of
is.
good ideas that are just pending.
I know, but y'all are doing a good job.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
been a
you.
pleasure. Y'all are delightful.
Thank you.
So y'all need to come back on again.
Yeah.
But definitely. All right. Well, thank y'all.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.